sales, and he's learned the difficulties of the road. He's here to share that the discipline of his success is based on his faith in God and his skills of selling. And I happen to know that Whently is coming to us today from Boynton Beach, Florida. Mm.
Yes.
It is so good to have you here. So good to invite you in to share some top tips for business owners, and especially based on your background. You come with such an array of leadership, ministry, business experience. So I'm delighted to learn from you. Are you ready to get started?
I totally am.
All right, everyone. So Wentley has 3 tips to help business owners succeed today, and this is you guys are this is so appealing to the masses. So think believes that most people want to, one, make more money, two, have more free time, and three, pay less in taxes. So Wentley, let's go with number one. Let's go with number one. How can business owners make more money?
Well, Terilee, I will credit this to the great uh, J. Abraham. And it's a time tested, true and true formula. As we know, most small businesses, they struggle to identify their specific offer. And of course, with that said, the way we identify how most businesses can make more money is, of course, they can increase the pricing of their offering. If they are offering a product or service for, let's say, $100, and they have bumped the price up to $110, a 10% increase, well, then it stands to reason that they will earn more. Naturally, the second way that they can earn more money is they can increase their market share. Well, if their customer base at this moment in time is only 1,000, then by getting that to 1,200 or 2,000, then they have more eyeballs, more people to present their offering to, thereby make more sales. And the third way is they can get the exact customer base that they now have to purchase more frequently. And that's where the sales come in. They lower this price and they offer something else and they sell more. So those are the 3 ways that businesses can earn more money: is raising their prices, increase the market share, and get their current customer base to come back and purchase more often. Now, in order for that to happen, then of course they need to serve who they currently have as customers, because statistics show that someone who has purchased from you already is more likely to purchase from you again. And it's an easier barrier to overcome, to say, hey, since you purchased this, how about you take a look at that? This is our new offer. And so that's one way to get them, or 3 ways to get them to earn more money.
I love those 3 ways. They are also pertinent. And how great is it, Wentley, when we can employ all 3 of them, right? Wouldn't that be
Absolutely.
like, wouldn't that be the way to go? And I meet so many business owners, Wentley, and so many of them, like, they're not charging what they're worth. And so I love that you led with that. I invite, I'm sure Wentley does too, all business owners to take a look at your pricing, right? Take a look at your pricing, and it's always an option to raise prices, for sure, for sure. So
Always.
I love that, Wentley. Let's take a look at point number 2. So your second tip is, oh, this one too. The key to more free time for yourself is systems and delegation. Oh, I am so for this. I want to hear what you have to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's better to be working on your business than to be stuck working in your business. The original way of business is, well, man makes money, man helps man to make money, and man uses money to make money. Now, I learned how to earn profit at selling, for example. Then, if I want to increase my output, increase my efficiency, then it makes sense that I teach others how to sell. In other words, I'm going to share my craft with them and enter into an arrangement. This is where money makes money. And said, here, this is what my pricing is. Here is how it's done. I will take you to the marketplace with me and I'll show you exactly how it's done. When you make a sale and when you earn your sale, your fee, we'll split the profit.
Mm.
So you're going to learn to do what I do. You're going to earn as you learn. And in return for me sharing my skills with you, I learn an additional. Now, by multiplying such effort from one to two to multiple people, now I, as the business owner, I'm able to step away and have the business run independently of me. A matter of fact, it's been said that in order for you to have a small business or for you to really own a business, number one, your business must have a value. You got to be able to value it. And two, your business must operate independently of you. Well, when your business can operate independently of you, now you have all the free time in the world. So to have more free time is to have systems in place so that your business can operate independently of you.
Mm. There's so much wisdom. I can't wait to hear more from you and more from you and more from you over time. So much wisdom in what you have to share. And isn't
Thank you.
that really what we want is for our business to be operating independently of us, right?
Yes,
I meet so
totally.
many people and we talk about delegation and they're like, oh, I just don't think anybody else can do it the way I do, or they feel hesitant over things like sharing a password. And I'm like, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. And we can, I believe that if we will delegate, that we can stay in our giftings and do the things we love to get up doing in the morning. And so I appreciate that very much, Wentley.
Yes, you're welcome.
So
Thank
good.
you.
So the last one, and okay, we're gonna have an opportunity for our business friend that's a minister of the gospel. He believes that another, um, well, the last one would be to pay less in taxes. Yes, is that it?
Yes, to pay less in taxes, and of course your faith.
Yeah.
Now, to pay less in taxes, that is where you absolutely want to engage your CPA and your tax professional. And what I've noticed over time is that a lot of business owners, especially small business owners, they overlook many tax savings
Mhm.
slash write-offs that they could have or could take benefit of. And I'm not a tax professional and I don't do taxes, but I've always been able to point that out and say, by the way, maybe you should talk to your CPA about that. Maybe you should speak to your accountant about that. And inadvertently, it never fails. They get back to me and say, hey, that tax tip you gave me, and I respond and said, tax tip? I gave you a tax tip? Oh, you mean what I told you to talk to your accountant about? And so definitely to pay less in taxes is to engage your CPA and your tax professional, preferably a CPA, as a part of your team. A lot of business owners overlook that. They wait until tax time to then go, quote unquote, get their taxes done. And no, your taxes should be done as you go on a weekly, monthly basis. In other words, you have a CPA, have your tax professional who's part of your team,
Mhm.
who, if you are able to, put them on retainer so that when issues relative to taxes or potential taxes should come up, then you defer that to them automatically. Number one, they will have a system in place that records your receipts, your expenses better than you would. And that's something that you don't have to deal with. And two, they are now able to keep you current as to your tax obligations as you go. And I believe you'll find that, for I can speak personally, by the time that taxes come due and filings are necessary, there are multiple savings that you would have overlooked. And so just to have a CPA as part of your team, that's one way for sure to save on your taxes.
For sure. Okay, so we kind of threw in a little hint about that you also wanted to share about faith. Would you like to do
Yes,
that as a bonus?
absolutely. Terilee, I would be remiss if I did not speak about my faith. Oftentimes as ministers of the gospel, when we talk about business, we're straddled with keeping one separate from the other. But if I may, I'm not separate from my faith. My faith is the basis of my faith is who I am. I was not always of this way, but when I've learned about God and the importance of God in my life, therein lies my faith. The essence of who I am and what I share with the world is faith based discipline. And what it means is that my discipline is based on my faith in God because, well, the wisdom that I learned from God is second to none. And the wisdom that I learn from God is what I try my very best to live by. But not only that, faith is based and also points to our confidence. Now, as business owners, if we're not confident in our offer, if we're not confident in our posture, if we're not confident in our platform, if we're not confident in our message, then we have missed a large part of our market. And our market share goes to our competitors. And if we're confident as we are, we're really not so much competing, but we're collaborating. When we collaborate, joint ventures become a profit center. When we collaborate, affiliations become a profit center. And that's all based on our faith. Oil is based on my faith. And I can speak to that from my own experiences. When I started out in my career, I came from the island of Jamaica at the age of 18. And I came to the United States of America on a scholarship, a soccer scholarship. And the very first thing that they told me, I had to maintain a grade point average of at least a B. And I started out washing dishes on campus and stacking books in the library. And of course, being in this big country by myself, not having any family around, I had to have courage and faith, believing. But wasn't even so much relying on my faith per se, but I was not knowing so. So I was doing it naturally. And then when I begin to realize that, when I can look back, I've identified the essence of my faith. My faith is based on my belief in God. And based on that, therein lies my discipline. And I can share with everyone the importance of faith based discipline.
Mm, I think that as a person of faith, that being in faith-based business makes sense, and it's the only way to go. And I appreciated some of the C words that you threw out, whether that was courage, confidence, and allowing you to be in collaboration. Right? That's the way that great business happens. Right? It's not in being all into the competition and being against the competition, but the greatest business occurs with collaboration. So Whently, I want to thank you for your tips that you shared with business owners today. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, pleasure introducing you to my network. And I want to put this information here. We want to invite you to stay in touch with Whently. Find Whently Williams on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can email him directly. I know he would love to hear from you. He would love to build a relationship with you and possibly even collaborate, huh, Whently?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Whentley, anything you'd like to say in closing as we close out this edition of Terilee Talks?
Terry, Terilee, I thank you for having me. It's been wonderful being here. I think you have a great platform going forward, and I was much appreciated of being here. And that's it. I'm grateful. I thank you, and God bless.
I'm grateful too. I'm grateful too. Hey everyone, we look forward to seeing you at the next edition of Terilee Talks. Look for us on Mondays where we go live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Wishing everyone a blessed week ahead, and we'll see you next time.